Let's deal with that. This water that's being pumped in, you know, largely is water, sand, salt, but there is a component, or as this one woman said, a cocktail of something in there that is not disclosed. We don't know what it is. Are you here? Can you guys tell us what's in there?
It is disclosed now. In Ohio, it is absolutely disclosed. We have, it's mandatory that when a company fracks a well, that they have to turn in an entire frack report, their run report, the pressure history of the job, and the chemicals that were used to the Department of Natural Resources. And then the companies are now posting that on a website called www.frackfocus.org. And the public can go to that and they can see exactly what's being used in it.
Well, we're talking about the law. Natalie, did you have go ahead, you can respond to that. Go ahead.
That is true. There is more disclosure than there has been, but there are still a lot of proprietary blends that are not reported. And those do have the potential to contain carcinogenic and you know, other potentially harmful things.
Well, be clear on this. We buy the chemicals. It's the chemical companies that have the proprietary. It's not the industry. That's their decision on the proprietary information.
But that doesn't make it any safer.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, I keep hearing it's the industry. And that's
they
not
also buy the trucks
and by the way,
go in there too.
They do make that available to emergency responders.
Yeah.
They absolutely make it available to emergency responders.
Sometimes.
Speaking of law, and we have an email question, and I hear this through my ears, so I'm trying to get this correct. And Maria, who called this in, or rather emailed this in, I apologize if I messed this up, but the Congress has exempted fracking from the Clean Water Act, is that correct? And Natalie, I'm going to go with you or Bernhard. He's the one that seems to be responding to this. If in fact that's the case, does a homeowner have any right to be able to pursue legal action against a fracker, or does that prevent them from doing so?
No, it certainly doesn't prevent you from taking legal action. The problem is elsewhere. The problem is that there is no regulatory oversight. The fracking industry is exempted from 7 out of 15 major federal environmental laws, including the Clean Water Act, the Drinking Water Act, the Clean Air Act, the Superfund Act. And the real problem with that is there is no proper regulatory oversight. Everything is pushed onto the states, and the states then can deal with it or not. And it's very inconsistent. Ohio has, in my opinion, a rather lax way of dealing with it. Maybe well meant, but there are, as I said, very many loopholes, and I have a whole list of things that I can, if you want, rattle down, of things that are not regulated, starting from the fact that chemicals must not be disclosed ahead of time. You have to do it afterwards, and including things like there is no mandatory water testing and lots of other things. So yes, people can sue. The problem is, however, it is not the situation that we have in many other industries, where the industry is under proper regulatory oversight and where it is up to the industry to make sure that things don't happen in the first place, because they are scrutinized very much. And for whatever reason, this industry has managed to be sort of outside of that regulatory oversight.
Chase?
I was just going to add that all the companies that are fracking these wells are required to have MSB sheets for all the chemicals that they're using on location when they frack the wells. So you're saying it's not being disclosed, but it actually is being disclosed, and it's there on location.
To whom?
Well, it's there to anybody who's on location.
Yeah, you can get to the location.
Okay.
If I'm the homeowner, I have no idea.
Right. Well, you as a homeowner, where your rights begin is when you sign a lease. And I say this to every homeowner out there, you can ask for things in your lease to protect yourself.
Yeah, but
and you should.